Welcome to Get Beyond the Buzz with your host, Susan Cromer. Join Susan and her guests as they explore the subject of medical marijuana and CBD, separating the myth from reality in the journey toward a better quality of life. It's about getting healthy, not getting high. Now, here's your host, Susan Cromer.
It is my pleasure to welcome Lynnette SanMiguel, the Director of Operations of King Kanine, to Get Beyond the Buzz. Lynnette holds a master's degree in health and exercise physiology from the University of West Florida. She has extensive knowledge within the dog breeding community across the U.S., as she was once a breeder herself. Her former position included overseeing more than 700 breeder accounts nationally, where she not only built relationships, but also learned the vast array of breed standards and ailments dogs were facing. Her determination and dedication as a former NCAA athlete has led her to a successful career in sales, where she has won many awards for outstanding leadership and top sales production. Lynnette is a dog enthusiast and is passionate about bringing to creation ideas that are clever as we discuss King Kanine's products.
Well, welcome, Lynnette. It's great to have you on Get Beyond the Buzz.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Can you tell me what got you started in the medical marijuana or CBD field?
Sure. Well, we're definitely in only the CBD. We do not work in the medical marijuana field. We don't really have anything to do necessarily with that world. Yes, CBD is considered under the umbrella of that. But under the umbrella, there would be basically two routes, and our route is strictly CBD, not the medical marijuana route, because first off, THC is not safe for pets. So because we are a pet product, we would not be involved with anything that has THC. How we got started was we really started the company King Kanine over almost 2 years ago, with literally an idea formed in the garage. Your typical, old school American company, just try something in your garage and, hey, maybe other people would like to buy this. And we first started with actually a de-shedding tool called the King Comb. And that progressed into, oh my goodness, now we are selling in over 16 countries and so on and so forth. So that was the basis of the company. With CBD, that was probably right within 4 months into the company. We met Green Roads World through some other contacts, whatnot. And as we're sitting there, we had the synergy with them, and we didn't even go to them for CBD. I can't even remember why we even met them. And all of a sudden, it was something just hit us like, wait a second. We are very much into creating pet products that are natural, nothing synthetic, because that's how we live our lives with our pets. So let's just do the CBD, for pets. And even at that point, which was over a year ago, CBD was, they knew about it. We honestly didn't know anything about it. So we started doing our research, and we're like, wait a second, this could be great. And at the time, my dog was 15, and now she's 16 and a half. And I thought, why don't I try it on her, right? Give her some CBD. So we, with their partnership, we formulated our first CBD product, which we called the Pet XL CBD. I started giving it to her, and I was like, why not, And I was like, wow, she would limp. Of course, she had arthritis. She would limp. But I thought, well, she's 15. She's going to do that until the day, she passes. And all of a sudden, I was giving it to her, and I kind of gave it to her, and I forgot about it, And because we were so busy with building the other side of the company, and all of a sudden I realized she has just a little more skip to her step. She wasn't limping anymore. And I thought, man, we're onto something here. This is great. And then, of course, with all the added research and study, and you hear all these doctors talking, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is going to be huge. And then from there, we did change the name from Pet XL CBD to King Calm, K-A-L-M, Calm CBD, just to coincide with our company being King Kanine. We wanted the KK, not KKK, just KK. and that's how we started. Then we switched everything to calm CBD under the King Kanine umbrella, and it's been great, you know.
Now, just to clarify, you would give it to the dog every day, right? It's a daily supplement?
Varies, honestly. You know, for my dog, who's a senior dog who has arthritis every day, you know, when you have arthritis, you don't have it just certain days for the most part. I do give it to her every day now. I started giving to her every day just recently. Before that, it was probably about every 2 days. And we educated ourselves, we realized that it was fitting into what we were reading, which the half-life of CBD is about anywhere from 1 to 3 days. And I would notice right at that second, coming on that third day, she was limping again. So I thought, wow, then that's her sweet spot. Now, again, it could be different for another dog who, let's say, just gets freaked out when he goes to the vet or the groomer. You know, you don't go to the vet or groomer every day.
Or thunderstorms?
Or thunderstorms, exactly. So that's more situational. So those dogs are giving let's say customers are giving it to their dogs that day or within, let's say, 24 hours, and they're treating them. And then they kind of put it away and use it when they're needed. And then we have, you know, patients that have dogs that unfortunately have cancer, have seizures, and that's an ongoing daily thing. So, you know, it's one of the most abundant, most powerful things that are out there right now, natural for really any mammal, you know, humans included. But dosing it is, I would say, the trickiest or more just I guess I'll use the word tricky, the most interesting part of it, because you really have to dose it per the mammal that is being, you know, administered.
Right. That's what, you know, almost every podcast I mention that it is different than pharmaceuticals, where we're used to saying, you take one every 12 hours or whatever the prescription says.
Absolutely.
This is dependent on the person or the animal and their body and how much their CBD receptors are, you know, are working or not working.
Complete.
So,
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's finding the sweet spot, like you said, the sweet spot for that individual. And the beauty of it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure I'm not, that you cannot overdose on this. I mean, you're not going, you don't have that fear that you're going to take too much and, you know, and die or kill your pet or whatever.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you know, if you overdose a synthetic medication, you better be careful. You know,
Yeah.
you might want to take a trip to the ER. With CBD, they're just going to poop it out, you know, pee it out.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, you've wasted the product basically. I mean, it's you know, just it didn't need to do it, but the animal will be fine. Now, how do you give it to an animal? How do your products work?
Our products are oil based. So we do
Mm-hmm.
suspend it in fish oil, so it's palatable, you know, for dogs. So we do have a horse product that is, we keep it in hemp oil, so it's, you know, palatable to them. You know, people put it in their food. If you have a dog that licks their bowl every day, put it in their food. They're going to have it there. My dog, she's not really a bowl licker, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She'll eat her food and then she'll walk away if she's done. So I have to just lift her lip, kind of squeeze in. We have an oral syringe, squeeze it in there, and go on with our day. And that's pretty much it. Actually, I just gave her dose, you know, just about an hour ago. And she's just cool. She takes it, you know, not a big thing. And that's it. It's really simple.
I've given my dogs straight CBD. You know, I mean, you know, put a couple drops on, and they'll lick it right off my hand. You think that they would, you know, they would be like, oh, I don't want that, but they it's like almost as if they know that they need it, you know. So I'm really excited to try the you know, the product that is designed for them. So so with dosing, so just, I mean, what do your directions say? Start with a certain amount and then kind of.
Well, okay, so for instance, our dosing we have based on the weight of the dog. So if you have, well, let me back up. We actually have 3 doses. We have a 75 milligram, 150 milligram, and a 300 milligram. You know, the higher the dosage, of course, probably the more serious the case would be. The lower the dose, you know, you have your thunderstorm kind of anxiety kind of situation. versus the latter, which is a little bit more seizures and cancer.
Mm-hmm.
We don't go out there and say, oh, this is going to help and solve cancer. No, it's not, but it has, based on our testimonials, it has helped their dog feel a little better. You know?
Quality. It gives them some quality or comfort.
Quality,
Mm-hmm.
correct. So we have our chart, each of our bottles with three, let's say 3 columns. We have your standard, your therapeutic, or your medicinal. So your standard is going to be your general immune health support. You know that it's an anti-inflammatory. Your dog may be getting up there in age. You may just want to give it some sort of like taking a vitamin. Or if you have that situational dog that, oh, they only get scared when, thunderstorms, well, we might not have a storm but once a month, if that. And then you have your therapeutic. You have that dog that has that, constant little arthritis or has, pretty much constant anxiety. He's just, every time you leave the house, you come home and he rips everything to shreds. And you've done all the exercise, you've done everything that, let's say, your dog whisperer that you can watch online, has advised you to do. And then you have your medicinal, which is you have some serious issues, or your dog's a senior, like my dog. You're trying to, get them off of, say, phenobarbital, which is for seizures, and you're now going to be giving them this, non-synthetic, non-toxic type of, quote, I don't want to call it medicine because it's not really medicine, but nutraceutical. And we do always encourage people to do what's called a loading phase. So let's say you first get your product, and you're going to load it into their bodies for, let's say, a week. And this is based on our nutritional doctor, Dr. Arena, that we have on staff. So your loading phase is a week. You want to fill those receptors in the body. And then from there, you're going to basically do your situational. You're going to do your, everyday or whatever dosing or ailment you're trying to cure, let's say, or prevent, for that matter. And our chart is based on weight, so from 5 pounds to, 200 pounds, it's going to be in milliliters, and it'll tell you, give 0.2, give 1, give 1.5. And then from there, you're going to give, once you've already loaded in their body, you're going to then give it about either from every day to about up to 3 days, because, it'll last in your body for about that time, 2 to 3 day average.
So if you were giving them for the arthritis, for example, and you saw that they, like you said, your dog started limping again, then you give them more then. That's the time. Or you're just going to judge it on that. Or if they're anxious and then go 2 days without dosing, and they go 2 days, if they start getting anxious again, you'll figure it out just based on how they're acting.
Right, and you don't necessarily have to give more of the dose that time. You're just probably going to give it more often. So if you're giving a 0.5 milliliter,
right,
you don't. Yeah,
right.
You're just going to give it often.
Yeah. Just not more. Yeah. That's interesting with the load up phase. I like that. Because if anybody doesn't know, we do have an endocannabinoid system. They discovered it in the 90s. All mammals. So there is what's known as an endocannabinoid deficiency, and that's what CBD helps to do, is to load up our CBD receptors and get us back into homeostasis, whether it's a human or an animal. That's what it does. So our bodies need it, and this is a great way to bring your body into homeostasis. How about cats? It can be used with cats as well, correct?
Absolutely. Any mammal. We actually have a bunny, a rabbit breeder, who uses it for her animals. So it really is any mammal. Obviously most of our customers are dogs, cats, and then some horses. But if it's a mammal, it can go universal at that point.
Tell me, because I've been with horses all my life, and I've got a lot of friends with horses. What is it done for horses? What are some feedback from customers?
Yeah, sure. We had a lot of performance horses. We have show horses, dressage, barrel racing, customers who they have such inflammation because these are like, it's like having your high-end professional athlete. That's what these horses are. Mm-hmm. So the inflammation is so high when exercise is great for us, but it's still you stress your body, obviously. So what happened is that we had one customer in particular. She's like the very highly ranked, and I apologize for the high-ranking barrel racer in the country, and she had hock, which was just an inflammation in one of the joints of this horse, and she did all this medication, whatever. Somehow she found us, she gave it to them, and she was completely just overwhelmed. It was gone within a week, gone.
Wow.
And she said she's tried every medication, of course, and she's, it's for her, as animal lovers, it hurts us to give our animal, our pets, this synthetic stuff that we know is killing them somewhere else, So she gave it to him, and it was just, she was just overblown by it, overblown.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
How about for seizures and things like that? Have you found that, or the testimonials saying that they're able to either slack off or quit the pharmaceuticals?
Yeah, that's one thing, because people always ask is, okay, so should I stop, the other synthetic thing? And of course we have to say, look, you need to always, follow the guidelines or the advice of a veterinarian, because of course, CBD is still not out there as a prescribed medication, even though we have veterinarians selling our product, but of course they have their own patients. We have noticed from testimonials for families, actually even my hairdresser, to be honest with you, here locally, her dog she stopped with the phenobarbital, and her dog was having seizures probably about 3 to 4 weeks. It wasn't a 3 to 4 day, but it still was a lot, and of course it would break her heart seeing the dog
anytime, to see anything have a seizure is not fun. Yeah.
So she did stop the other synthetic medication. We've had other customers that I think what happens is that they try and they're afraid to let go of that. But what happens is that when they do the loading phase and they correctly see that, some will stop and say, let me just try this. Of course, if I see my dog having a seizure, I'll give them that synthetic medication. So some have done that, and some have just gone cold turkey and said, you know what, I'm not doing synthetic anymore. And of course, the CBD will just help them. So we've had an array of what people have done, and we tell people you have to do what you feel comfortable doing. That's why we want people to get always educated, whether it's on our website, whether it's any website that's not biased, let's say,
right.
From a doctor's perspective, it is very important. And of course, once they get educated, they're like, oh my gosh, I have to have this.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I don't just want this, now I have to have this.
Right. Well, that's what Get Beyond the Buzz is, that's what we're about, is educating people. There's plenty of, research out there. Find out about the endocannabinoid system, read testimonials, and look, there's research. There's lots of things of what CBD does and why it works, and, speak to your vet and, try to educate them. A lot of them do not know, a lot of medical doctors don't know about the endocannabinoid system, but it's there. And, it's important that we get our CBD, get our endocannabinoid system functioning properly, because it, again, brings our bodies into homeostasis, whether we're a person or an animal. And, that means you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to have a lot less issues.
Yeah. Absolutely.
When you started this, what did your friends and colleagues, what did anybody go, what are you doing? What was their feeling about you were, what is this CBD? And, when they found out it's coming from hemp, and, what was their feed? What happened?
A couple things. The first thing is like, oh, smoking, weed for dogs. And that's the first thing I just, first you have to laugh, and then it's about, look, you got to get educated. You have a pet, you have children, you have this, you have disease. Everything you have, your dog can have. You're both mammals, and you both have this system that is more powerful than you'll ever know in your life. The funny thing is, people that know me have a master's in health. So I have a master's in exercise physiology. So health and fitness is basically, people are like, okay, if you want to know anything healthy, call Lynnette, because that's just what they've known that I've always done. So I've always embodied that. So it's, for them, it's easy to understand it. I have gotten people on it. I have a friend who's an NFL player, and of course you would think he's got knowledge to everything and everything out there. He bought some for him, of course, the human grade from Green Roads.
Right.
So, and he's doing better, and he has a son who had cancer at the age of 15, 16 years old. So, now he's like, my son has to be on this, not even though he's been in remission all this time. So I think a lot
of athletes are learning the benefits and becoming advocates. Yes.
Oh, he was a middle linebacker, and he explained one day, I said, well, explain your job to me. What was your job? He's like, imagine running into a concrete wall every day about 100 times for so many years. He's like, that's what I did. So of course, he has all this back issues and so on and so forth. But I think people, at least with me, don't necessarily think I'm crazy or some weird thing, because they know that everything I've done has always been about health, about working out or whatnot, and health and fitness. So for them, I think they kind of raise an eyebrow, like, really? Maybe she's something. And then at that point, I don't stuff information down their throats. I let people, if they want to be healthy, if they want to learn about it, great. If not, that's fine. It's up to them. But now when you have dogs, I'm even more particular about dogs. So it's like children. Like, you're not going to take care of your child, or you're not going to read this information that's new about your child or for your child.
That's when science. I get, it's not made up. It's science. It's not woo-woo.
Exactly.
I want to clarify that, because I think it's important. The THC is not good for your pets, guys. There's
Correct.
Some people I've heard before joke about, blowing smoke in their face from cannabis or marijuana. That's not good. So no THC. This product has absolutely no THC. All the THC is taken out of it. So you don't have to worry about that.
Correct. And not to interrupt you, we lab test all of our products, even the ones that, we even manufacture. We want to make sure that what we're purchasing, if we're, from our sources, is 100%, it's at the highest. And I think our last one we did about 6 months ago, and actually now I'm looking for the new results, which, those are going to be on our website. I'll share with you as well. We're getting those by the end of this week, ironically. We have it's like 98 or 99%. It's less than 0.3 THC. So there's no effect basically at that level. So THC is not good for dogs. It's just not good,
Yeah.
Now if it's something that is prescribed, it could be a certain strain, that's as much information as I know about it, because again, we don't deal with, medical marijuana, but everything that the research we've done and what we give people is that CBD is so powerful in itself that if you give that, you're going to be just as fine. You're going to be, giving
it's all the
benefit.
Yeah, it's all the healthy things in the plant minus the THC. To be legal, it has to be less than 0.3 THC, and it's now coming from hemp because that's what hemp is by definition. It has less than 0.3 THC in order to be hemp. So that's just because that's the way the law is now, but that's why it's legal. You could take bottles and bottles of it. You're not going to get high. So
and the effects of marijuana on dogs, it's they're going to have breathing problems, going to lower their blood pressure, they're going to be lethargic, heart rhythms, loss of balance, incontinence. You're going to have a lot of things that you don't want your dog to be having. Especially if your dog
THC
has
part.
problems.
Yeah, THC part, not your product. We're make that clear. Yeah,
not our product, but the THC. So I think what happens is it's an unfortunate situation where I would love to get out there in the public, even if it's a local news, and I'm actually working with that, with a contact there, where do a story that's not weed for your dogs. Educate people. This is not weed. You don't want to give, if you're
exactly.
and you want to smoke marijuana for glaucoma, and trust me, I'll drive you there because I think it's beneficial for you, the human, but not for a dog, or a cat or a horse or whatever. So it's about education. We've realized that this is more about education than anything else that we could create. We can create shampoos, we can create great brushes that are, shampoos that are synthetic or non-synthetic, but this is very, very, very detailed.
And this is, that's the only product you have that has CBD in it. You don't have the shampoos or whatever don't have CBD in it.
The shampoos is not, because of course you rinse it right out.
Right.
So, but we do have 3. We have a 75 a 150 and a 300 milligram. We also have a hot spot spray for dogs that get hot spots. You have, for instance, a golden retriever. They're known, that breed, to get hot spots, and they get these really red. Well, we have a CBD spray for that. And also we have a paw balm. So when you have cracked paws, cracked noses, from whether you're living up in, Michigan during the winter, and you have, paws are just horrible, during the winter, plus all the salt and things that get on them. But if you just put this, balm on their paws, let them go out and have that problem.
Pause. I saw her walking in the background, and I was like, what's she going to do? Chloe. Yeah. Come on. Sit down. Come here. I'll pick her up, and then she'll be here. Come here. Hey, hi. That the spray, the hot spot spray, and the balm sounds great. I mean, what a wonderful idea, because those hot spots, I know, are just torture for the animal and the human as well, as they're licking and scratching and and I'm sure, and I know topically CBD and the when if it's is wonderful, but it is better when it's in a ingredient that will help it absorb. So rather than just put it straight on, it doesn't always work as well.
Yeah, I mean, preferably a dog that can't, get to the area to lick it right off. But the thing, if they lick it, they're going to ingest it, so they're actually ingesting something positive.
Right.
So yeah, so the hot spot spray, it's a full spectrum CBD oil and an isolate. It's got hemp oil, colloidal silver, tea tree oil, and aloe vera. So
great.
It's awesome. And the paw balm is beeswax, again, full spectrum CBD and CBD isolate, the Manuka honey with a 16K factor.
Oh, I'm a honey girl.
Yeah, very, very high, and then coconut oil. It smells like honey. I think it smells like white chocolate, personally, even though I know white chocolate is nothing natural about that. But it smells great, and if they lick it, it's not a big deal. That's the big thing. Anything you put on a dog, they're probably going to lick it if they can get to it.
Right. Oh, those are great. I did not know you had those products, so that's great to know. So tell me how this has impacted your life, getting involved with CBD and learning about CBD.
Personally, if I can just go back for one sentence, I was accepted to vet school from high school. My passion was always to do something with animals. You can ask anybody in my family. And then I didn't. I wanted to play sports in college, so on and so forth. As 18-year-old, your ego takes you elsewhere. So for me, it has impacted my life because it's allowed me to really do what I think I'm here on earth to do. Besides saving the rhinos in Africa, this is something that our impact, I think, is going to be so much more than just giving someone, a dog brush, which we love our dog brush. But this is something that it can change lives. Our pets, statistically, pets are becoming, people's children. A lot more people are not having children, or you have, kids that have left their homes, and now these, older people, they're retired, they don't have anything. So the pet industry is growing. So for us, we feel that we are going to poise ourselves to be the #1 company that can actually be all natural, be lab tested. Anybody can mystery shop us and mystery test us, which we've had done. And we always, prevail as winners. We want to be that company that people look to and trust. When you trust a company, that's a lot of responsibility. And we're okay with that because we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to make sure that we are doing something really for the good of your child. I don't have children. These are my children. So for me, it's very personal. So for me, it's impacted because I'm doing something that I'm supposed to be doing. And how many people can say they are doing what their purpose in life is?
That's awesome. Well, that is why we love you and wanted to share your story because, that's what my business partner Tina and I are about, is finding people that, are doing this because they're passionate and because they know that it can help help improve people's lives, pets' lives. If your pet's happy, you're happy too. So anyway, it is a big mission. We're all in it to educate, and just keep getting the word out and let people know that, we feel it's important. People need to know about this because it's that important. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. We want to, lack of a better term, disrupt the industry. And I always think if you can disrupt an industry, such like Facebook, they disrupted things. We want to disrupt the industry with the pharmaceutical companies. To be able to show people, you got to educate yourself. Don't let someone else educate you.
Yes.
And that's what, if you can disrupt an industry, you've made a huge impact. Hopefully disrupting in a positive way, which that's, of course, what we're poising ourselves to be. But that is our main thing. That is really what we're targeting. We're never going to do anything that's, let's say, we're a transparent company. We say it all the time. I don't care. Come over here.
Yeah.
Look us up. Keep doing it. Find me.
That's the other thing I wanted to point out. I always try to point out, look at the lab results, guys. If they're not showing their lab results, they're hiding something. Yeah, and if they don't have them, you don't know what you're getting. So again, we find companies that we can look at their lab results, and we know what's in it and what they're doing. So
and call the lab company if you want to. And be that little detective. Call the lab company and then do research on them.
Yeah. And research. That's a good point there. So research, it's out there, guys. Educate yourself on CBD and medical marijuana if you need it, but not the CBD will do it for your pets. So this has been really, really informational and great. What's the real buzz you want everyone to know about CBD?
Well, first off, it's legal. It's not marijuana. Those are the two main things. Yes, you can, buy it here in the United States and some other countries, but here in the U.S., since we do live here in the United States, you can buy it anywhere you're at. And it's not marijuana. There's no THC. So that's the main thing. It's legal, and it's one of the most powerful, potent systems our body has, and doctors have found that people need to know about that may not know. That's the main thing.
Wonderful. Tell us how we can get it, if they are interested, how they can find you.
Sure. Well, our website is King Kanine with 2 Ks, so KINGKANINE.com. You can always email support@kingkanine.com. It goes straight to me. My name is Lynnette. So those emails, I'm all day on my email. So our website, again, kingkanine.com, or you can email me at support@kingkanine.com. Any questions, feel free. I'll call you from my cell phone. I have people call me back all the time, weekdays and weekends.
Great. That's wonderful. And we will have that information in the show notes, guys. So don't worry if you didn't get it. It will be on the show notes. Lynnette is wonderful. Been very, very informational, and glad we can get the word out to help people help their pets.
My pleasure. My pleasure. We'd love to do this any other time.
Listeners
have certain topics.
We'll maybe do another show we'll get to see if there's anybody that wants something on a particular topic, and we'll get you on. If you get anything new, let us know too.
I will.
Great. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Mm-hmm.
Please go to www.getbeyondthebuzz.com. We have lots of information there to help you gain the knowledge you need to safely and effectively use medical marijuana and CBD. Listen, learn, share what you hear so people don't suffer needlessly. That's it for now. Until next time, this is Susan Cromer. May you be healthy and prosper.